Hey guys, I kind of wanted to sit down and talk about toxicity in video games. More specifically, handling toxicity in video games. Now, to be completely honest, toxicity is a given. You're going to be toxic, and everyone you run into has been or is going to be toxic at one point when they play games. It's something that's completely unavoidable, unfortunately, and you can't really avoid it yourself. There's a few different things you could do to straight up handle the toxicity, and I want to kind of go over those. First up, I'm going to provide an example of where you can encounter toxicity. Out of every game I've played, Dead by Daylight is certainly the one where I run into the most toxic assholes on there. And it's nothing like just an endgame chat. There are multiple comments on my Steam profile of people leaving hate comments because I don't play the way they like, and then they proceed to cry about it for days on end. To be honest, a lot of times I do kind of give into the toxicity a little bit and fire back at the people who make comments against me instead of doing the mature thing and leaving it alone. Yes, it is extremely annoying to get hateful and toxic comments towards you that are directed at you, calling you shit at the video game or whatever, but in the end, the best thing you can do is say GG, well played, and move on. Because if somebody says GG easy or calls you shit at the video game, they are more than likely respecting a rather aggressive reaction out of you. And they also do it because it makes them feel better about themselves for all of, 30 seconds that they comment about it. But the best thing you can really do in that scenario is say good game, well played, or admit that you played bad if you did. Or you could just straight up leave and move on to the next game. Now, endgame chats in video games is where I encounter the most toxicity, and none of it really extends to my profile all that much, to be completely honest with you. But I have had quite a few instances where people do extend it beyond endgame chats and take it to my profile, and it has happened to a few of my friends as well. Again, most of these come from Dead by Daylight, since honestly I play a lot of single player games in my free time, and Dead by Daylight is kind of a goldmine for toxicity all around. Sometimes toxicity can be warranted towards you as the player. Take Dead by Daylight as a prime example. If you're going to tunnel someone off of a hook and face camp them out of the game, and their friend starts teabagging and clicking their flashlight at you, you deserve that. And in endgame chat they say GG easy, you deserve that because that's a warranted toxicity. But let's say you don't play like an asshole, you play fair, you try to get everyone to 3 hooks to end the game, and 2 people end up escaping and they say GG easy and they call you a shit killer, or they proceed to say GG easy or easy loops or whatever. In that case, the toxicity that they are showcasing is completely unprovoked because they have no gain for it. They have no reason to do it. You played fair and they escaped and they said GG easy and they called you shit. Instead of stroking that fire even more, because if they manage to win over you and they just try to pour salt on the wound by saying GG easy or calling you bad or whatever, just take your loss and say GG well played or admit that you played bad. Because if you try to talk shit with them back, you're giving them exactly what they want, and they're going to pour even more salt on the already open wound. To be honest, this can literally apply anywhere. For example, Discord, where someone will probably call you a slur because you didn't agree with their opinion, and in that case you can either just ignore them, or if you really want to, you can just block them. Because if you think about it, anyone who provides unwarranted toxicity towards anybody is just looking for a reaction. With that being said, if you don't give that person what they want, they're eventually going to give up on their hunt for a reaction. Because honestly, I've learned to use this to kind of control myself from getting overly angry at people in video games or in Discord or whatever. And the person who's doing this isn't doing it to mentally get in your head and fuck you up for life. They're doing it for a little bit just to feel good about themselves temporarily. That's really all they do it for. If you can manage to hold back talking shit to them enough, eventually they might actually give up. Obviously, a majority of people are going to be toxic back no matter what, so don't really worry about it if you can't manage to keep it up for a while. Anyway, I think that's all I really have for now, so see ya. Have a good one.